my six-figure job because I did not want to give up posting on social media. Let's have ourselves some lunch and talk about it. Like background context, prior to starting like my journey as a content creator, I worked full-time.
This one just pissed me off. Do you know how hard it is to get a job that pays you six figures? So there's been a couple of you guys that's been complaining about the sound on my videos, and I don't know if it's when I'm exporting it or what, but it's only this video and the last video I posted. I am so sorry. Headphone users beware. I don't know. Some of y'all have no issues. Some of y'all have issues, so I apologize in advance. I will be fixing it for future videos. What up, everybody? I am the Mademoiselle, and this is my channel, and I really wanted to get on here to make this video. Today, we're going to be talking about people getting fired specifically over TikTok, mainly because of their social media posts. Now, if you guys did not watch my video about ghost jobs, please go check that out. I also believe I briefly touched on the Great Resignation. I don't remember what video that was, but for those of y'all know, okay? And I feel like the days of the Great Resignation are over, okay? Especially during the panoramic. Yes, I know the real word. You just can't say that on YouTube, so suck your mother. Get Momo. I am far from stupid. I feel like there was an influx of people posting, I quit my job. I'm going to be a business owner. I'm going to be a content creator. I'm going to be an influencer. Nope, not the same thing. I'm going to do this and I'm going to follow my dreams. But now the tides have changed. Now, more and more, you see so many people posting, I got fired for my TikTok videos. I got fired for my YouTube videos. I got in trouble for this. I got in trouble for that. And I just wanted to make this video to let a lot of y'all know it's not the job, it's you. So before we even get into all of that, make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, but most importantly, please make sure if you're interested, you join my channel memberships. I finally went ahead and did it. Shout out to those of you guys who are on the Patreon. If that's more your speed, feel free to join there as well. If for whatever reason you do not see the join button, that is because you more than likely have to join on desktop, or if you see a members only video, click on that video and it will more than likely guide you to the join button. So the reason I really wanted to make this video is because I need y'all to understand what a lot of this type of lifestyle entails, right? So I've been an influencer for years. And when I said a content creator and an influencer are two different things, I mean it, right? An influencer is someone who specifically makes money from their content, as well as influences their audience with their particular lifestyle. A content creator is just that. They create content. Most of the time, it's very aesthetically pleasing. Sometimes it can be for companies and they can make money for it, but that's not their sole goal. Me as an influencer, my sole goal is to make money from content, sponsorships, etc. Now, what people don't understand is that a lot of influencers are broke. A lot of us are struggling. Right now, I'm struggling. I'm not having a good time. For those of you guys who are on my Patreon, y'all already know, right? I've had so many different videos out there about my parents, my dad's situation. He's permanently disabled. There's a lot going on. So I need a lot of y'all to stop this nonsense of getting on the internet, making videos and thinking that your jobs are going to be okay with it. Yes, what you do with your personal life is what you do in your personal life, and it should not interfere with your job. But unfortunately, as of right now in 2025, as I am filming this, it does. Unfortunately, a lot of influencers have put out this illusion that you can make six figures here, 10 figures there, $1 billion, whatever. But 95% of them are fucking lying. And unfortunately for me and a lot of others, it's annoying because it's like, when you get influencer status, people automatically think you're rich. They automatically think that you push in Rolls Royce. They automatically think that you get everything for free, all types of shit. And it's like, I will say, I love the fact that I'm able to sit on the internet and make money. I love the fact that how much money I make solely does rely on me. But there's so many things that you need to think about when it comes to being a content creator. First of all, we don't pay taxes off of our income. We pay it all at the end of the year, or technically you're supposed to pay it quarterly. We pay 15% of whatever we make to the government. Additionally, there are a lot of things that we do not qualify for. There is no 401k. There is no vacation time. There is no sick days. There is no medical insurance. Like, there's a lot, okay? So for those of you guys that are being sold this lie of, oh, well, I don't care if I lose my job, or, oh, well, you could make 10 figures, 6 figures, 20 figures, whatever, being an influencer. 95% of these people are lying. Yes, I've touched 6 figures. Yes, I've made a lot of money, but at the same time, I've struggled. Well, I'm struggling right now. In general, you will have a struggle period. I feel like every content creator has it. Whether you have 1 million subscribers, 100,000 subscribers, 10,000 subscribers, I feel like every influencer meets that threshold where eventually they will struggle. Things will fall because unfortunately you are living at the expense of these logarithms. If the logarithm decides to change, if at one point they decide to demonetize you, you are going to be in some shit. Luckily for me, I went to college. I could get a 9-to-5 if I want to. Luckily, I have teaching experience. I was a teacher briefly. I can do that again if I wanted to. I also am a dance teacher, Zoom instructor, whatever. So for me, I have multiple things going for myself. Unfortunately, there's so many influencers and so many aspiring influencers that A, been sold a false dream, and B, have zero skills. You didn't go to college. You barely have a GED. You don't have a skill. You don't have a trade. You don't have a hobby that you could turn into money. And I'm telling you right now, get a fucking skill. Do something in your life that could make you money, because this shit, okay, being an influencer is hard. Okay, I am blessed and I am privileged, but it is not something everyone can do. Not everyone has the capacity, personality, skill set, and longevity on here, okay? So I will say, before we even get into the reactions, thank you guys so much for all of you who have been rocking with me for all these years. Because to be quite honest with you, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for y'all. I wanted to quit a million times. I wanted to quit last week, okay? But I will say I'm at a position where, unfortunately, if I were to get a standard 9-to-5 job, it has to be a specific 9-to-5 job that allows me to keep posting content, because I have investors now. Okay, shout out to y'all that have invested. So it's different. It really is. And for those of you guys who want to be YouTubers or influencers or whatever, also understand, literally only one, okay, I don't want to misspeak, so I'm going to put it on the screen just in case I'm misspeaking. Literally less than 5% of us actually make a profit. Less than 5% of us are actually making a full living on YouTube. So let that sink in. Again, 95% of the people that sit here and say they make all this money and do all of this shit are not making shit. I just told you I'm struggling right now, and I'm still technically in that top percentage. Okay, so that is just food for thought.
I got fired from Mercedes-Benz today, and I'm gonna tell you guys why. So on Tuesday, I see a coworker of mine lurking on my page, on my TikTok page. And I told my girlfriend right away, because I was with my girlfriend, I was like, hey, babe, this person's lurking on my page, and I think she's probably going to bring something up at work, and my girlfriend's like, who cares? It's your TikTok, whatever. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. But I was just like, I don't know. I'm getting weird vibes about her just being on my page. I feel like I'm going to get fired. And may I mind you, this was on Tuesday. And my girlfriend goes, you're bugging out right now. You are tweaking out. And I was like, I don't know. I have a weird feeling. So Wednesday comes along, that person doesn't work Wednesdays, so whatever, I just go about my shift, whatever, in and out, work my Wednesday, right? Sold a car. That was awesome. And here we go, Thursday morning. Thursday morning, we have our regular morning meeting, 15, 20 minutes of whatever we chatted about this morning. And then everyone went about their day. And then out of nowhere, I had a deal that I had to work on with one of my managers. And next thing you know, I don't see any of my managers. All my managers are gone. They're disappeared. There's only one manager that's kind of around, but I didn't need him. I needed my other manager. So I asked him, I'm like, hey, do you know where this person is? I need her help on this deal. And he's like, yeah, everyone's in the back right now. They're having a meeting. And right away, my spidey senses go off. I'm like, back meeting? No one's ever in the back having a meeting. This is weird, So me being me, with my spidey senses, right away, I go on my TikTok. Right after he said that, I go on my TikTok page, and I see that person lurking again. So now I'm like, okay, this person is definitely on my page with my managers in the back room right now. This is weird.
Gen Z, please read your conflict of interest clause, your social media policy clause, anything that has to do with media or doing other things outside of your job. Check it. Okay, check it. because chances are it says that you can't be doing shit like posting on TikTok on the job, or shit. There's some jobs where you can't even have a social media presence at all. And as ridiculous as you think it sounds, or it might seem, it doesn't matter what you think because you work for them. You don't work for yourself, which is why I completely understand the appeal of working for yourself. But honestly, I understand the appeal of having a consistent paycheck with benefits, okay? Like, I don't understand why a lot of y'all are posting these videos not understanding that not only are they detrimental because now the next employer can also look up your TikTok and see that you were fired because of TikTok. More and more now, employers are checking social media.
I text my girlfriend quick. I'm like, babe, I'm probably going to get fired today. Like, be prepared for it. I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know how we're going to pay for stuff. I'm going to get fired. And my girlfriend's like, no, like, don't say that. You're fine. Like, what would you get fired for, you know? And then, may I mind you, I'm with the customer now. I was with this customer for like 3 hours. I sold them a car. I did a locate. That was cool. As I was with these customers, I go back on my TikTok and I see now one of my managers was lurking on my TikTok. So now I'm like, okay, like that's exactly what they were doing back there, and this is weird. I don't know what's going on. Everyone's kind of giving me weird vibes today. So.
Sir, why are you on TikTok while you're on the clock? Like, are y'all fucking dumb? Like, this should be, bro. Like, be fucking for real.
Before, I was with my customer for 3 hours. I sold him a car. And as soon as I sold them the car, right away, one of my managers comes up to me. And I'm like, here we go. This is it, guys. She's like, hey, Raph, can you come with me real quick into, the GM's office? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And you guys could watch the other video I posted about what happened in the room. They just said, oh, you have TikTok, you're posting on TikToks, we don't like your TikToks, we're firing you. I was like, wow, okay, that's crazy. But it was just crazy to me to think that, like, there was no, like, hey, maybe, Raph, can you just delete these, like, posts that we don't like, or what, like, these posts that, made us feel maybe a type of way, maybe can you just take those down, and can we all be grown-ups here and move?
Nigga, you shouldn't be on TikTok while you're at work. That's the fucking problem. From what I understand, right, because I did a little bit of digging, this man was doing live streams, filming content while he was selling cars. And although that can be seen as some sort of promotion, not every company wants to be affiliated with your public, personal, whatever type of profile. That's just the fact of the matter. If they're paying you, you follow their damn rules. Like, it's not like, what, they don't need to talk to you about it. You're old as fuck. You should know. You should know that this is not acceptable behavior at work.
There was none of that. There was absolutely none of that. There was, got in the office, your TikTok, you're fired. And it's just crazy to think, like, how your life can just change that quickly. Like, from a girl lurking on my page that I work with, like for you to even just go snitch on me, I don't even know, call it snitching. Like, I don't even know what it's called. Like that's just weird to get me fired and for me to have to pay for everything I have to pay for. Like, now I have no job. Like, now I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't even, like, I have no idea. So, like, you're just ruining my life for whatever reasoning you wanted to do that for. Me.
I don't agree with snitching. However, you ruined your own life when you got on TikTok while you were at work. People need to understand a job is a job. You need to follow their rules. Also, you need to understand that making content out of your job can risk your fucking job, especially if they do not know about it. You cannot sit here and do what you want when you work for a major corporation, but when you work anywhere. This is why, for me, I always tell everywhere that I'm working, whether it's a dance job or a social media type job, whatever the case may be, I always tell them I have my own social media following, But if you guys follow me on Instagram, TikTok, whatever, you've never seen my kids. You've never seen the kids I teach. You've never seen anything like that, because I know that I shouldn't be doing that. I know that I should not be recording on the job, and I make money from this shit. A lot of y'all don't even make money from TikTok. Y'all don't make money from YouTube. Y'all don't make money from Facebook. Y'all don't make money from Instagram. But for whatever reason, you feel the need to pick up the camera for every little thing, and now it's costing you your fucking jobs. Like, this is crazy to me. Like, how the fuck? Like, sometimes there's some people's profiles I look at, especially my personal life, and I'm like, damn, you more of an influencer than me. I know everything you do. I know what time you start. I know when your lunch is. I know what time you end. I know what you do. I know where you at. Like that. First of all, not only is that a safety problem, but it can also be seen as insanely problematic from your job.
Meanwhile, I would show up to work every single day, try to bust my butt and do the best I could possibly do at my job, helping people out, like just trying to be overall the best employee I could possibly be. And just to think about like them just be able to drop you just like that, just because of a few TikToks that were, you know, out of maybe from their eyes were they saw out of context. And even if that's the case, like I feel like we're all grown-ups and we could have a conversation about it, you know?
I want to see exactly what the videos is, right? So let's see this.
Mercedes-Benz sales job. Only because...
So this says 227. I think the other one said 221. So I don't know which is first, which is not, but let's watch this one.
So I just got fired from my Mercedes-Benz sales job. Only because of a rat that looks like, you know, one of those rats from New York City? You know, those big rats? They wanted to just show them my page. One of those rats wanted to show my page. And honestly, my page wasn't even bad. My page wasn't even bad. They were just, you know how managers are. They see a video about themselves and then they get salty. They get a little salty, a little butthurt when it wasn't even meant to be like that, you know?
You were talking shit about your manager and you're confused as to why the fuck you got fired?
Example, I made a post about a joke about the bring us everything. Like, all us car people could relate to that. Like, it's a joke. Like, bring us everything. It's a joke. Or even the video that I made about my manager coming to ask me about a person and me saying, hey, like, I would have told you if I would have heard from them. Like, it's not serious. It's not that serious. But, like, the GM is over here like, you know, you're saying a lot of negative stuff about the dealership. And I'm like, what negative stuff? Like, can you elaborate? And he's like, you know, I don't even want to go there. And then you have the AGM right behind him. Like, yeah, and you're over here posting text messages between customers. Well, can you see their name or phone number, or can you even tell me which customer it is? Like,
are you guys I want to really believe that he's really being stupid and he's just like joking right now, because are you really kidding me right now? Like, literally, as an influencer, I don't post nothing about none of my jobs. None of y'all can comment down below where the fuck I work at. Okay, except for LA Fitness as a Zumba instructor, because I've talked about it. But even after that, yeah, outside of that, y'all can't tell me what charter school I worked at. Okay, I did a 3-part story time. Yes, I know. Part 4 is coming eventually. I just don't feel like talking about that place. I was traumatized, right? Y'all can't tell me what school I was talking about. Y'all can't tell me like nothing. Like, that is, it's just insane. Why? What's so hard about being private? Like, what is hard about that? Like, literally, I'm probably one of the most private influencers you will meet. Okay, I do not put all my business out there. I put a good amount of it, but I do not put all my business out there because of shit like this. Like, you will get fired. Okay, that's why I'm very open and honest. I tell people what I do. And it's interesting because most of the jobs I've worked, a lot of them want me to film. Oh yeah, you should vlog. No, bitch. Even the school that I was working at that I was dragging because literally they had no curriculum, no books, no nothing for these kids. Oh, you should vlog. Vlog what? The fact that y'all are literally operating under education requirements? Like, be fucking for real. Like, no, bitch. And you need to pay me. I'm not promoting y'all for free. Fuck out of here. That's the main reason I don't film nowhere. Okay, that's the reason why when I post dance videos and shit or Zumba stuff, you think I'm about to be like, oh, guys, coming to LA Fitness in my class. No, once in a blue, maybe. But no, they don't fucking pay me for that. And that's the difference. That's how you could tell someone's like a legit influencer or not, because influencers that really make money from this shit are not going to be giving out free promotion. I don't give a fuck who you is. I am not promoting shit.
Like, yo, man, I can't believe I just got fired. That was the first time I've ever got fired from a job. Like, I know I could go to any dealership right now and, like, get a job probably on spot, because that's just how dealership life is pretty much. But I think this was God's message, just telling me to stay out of the dealerships. Like, just get a 9-to-5, Raph, and call it a day. Because honestly, like, yo, I was just making content just to make content for you guys. Like, I wanted people to come buy cars from me and from the dealership I worked at. Like, they even said something about, oh, you said something about the finance manager. Just, again, because I made a joke talking about that he was going to beat me up and he's drinking Red Bulls. Like,
I don't know why you think this is funny. If you think it's so funny, go get your ass another job then. I'm sure by now he's found a job. I actually am very curious and I'm about to look at the page because what is really going on? Like, why do you think that this is so funny? Why do you think that this is like, this is not funny at all? Because what happens is other employees are now going to see this and they're going to be like, oh, all right, this nigga's a problem. He's a liability. He's out here talking shit about his coworkers. He's talking shit about the managers and he got fired for it and he's still talking. Like, does that not go through y'all minds? Like when y'all do stupid shit like this? First of all, he is not getting enough views to be making money on TikTok. Shit, I'm not even making money on TikTok because I'm not taking TikTok serious. I'm repurposing my content. I don't know what the fuck gets posted on TikTok. But from what I understand, getting paid on TikTok is difficult, okay? Sometimes they withhold your pay if they feel like, you know, you did something wrong. One day you'll get 1 million views. Next day you'll probably get 10 views. Like, it's just a lot. And also they pay like shit anyway, even when they do pay. You have to post multiple times a day to even get anything. So I really wouldn't even care to get paid from TikTok, to be quite honest with you. So I don't know if this nigga trying to be a TikTok influencer or what, but I'm trying to find the videos of him talking about this dealership and I can't find them. But honestly, it's really not that important. Moral of the story: do not post your job if you do not have permission to post your job. If you claim you're an influencer, don't post shit for free. So don't be posting your job. If you know that your job probably or anyone at your job is going to feel offended by anything that you're posting, don't post shit about your job. Like, it's very, very simple.
I always wondered if I was the type of person to cry when I got fired. I found out today I'm not. Yeah, I'm angry. Not a tear in sight. I am 1 month shy of 18 years of service, and I got fired today. Yep, not one blip on my record in 18 years. And I'm pretty sure, not 100%, I haven't received my official letter yet, but I'm pretty sure it's because of my TikToks. Anyway, I hope everybody has a great evening. I will be fine. I will be fine, but I'm angry.
That is insane. This was posted 15 hours ago, so I'm more than likely going to do multiple parts to TikTok got me fired because there's so many videos now. I've seen YouTube videos, I've seen TikTok videos, I've seen so much, and it's just like, what's crazier is there's a lot of people out there that are, oh my God, TikTok got me fired, YouTube got me fired, blah, 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 got me fired, and then they're crying months later like, oh my God, I still can't find a job. You can't find a job because you keep talking about how the fuck you got fired for your social media. Shut the fuck up. Like, that's why you can't find a job. Like, oh my God, this is crazy.
Not y'all done fired me over TikTok. I didn't wear my badge at work. I didn't tell what agency I worked for. So I know nobody on TikTok did the shit at all because I also worked through another company to work for where I was. So I know it wasn't y'all. So that mean one of you bald-headed bitches at the agency that I worked for saw my motherfucking video and went and told somebody. And it could have been the supervisor. And all you had to do was say something to me. But you didn't do that, did you? You told all the other managers, all the shit I done did for y'all. All the days I ain't never take no lunch break for y'all.
There's a million things wrong with this video. Unfortunately, I have to pause in the middle. Bitch, you got yourself fired by making the videos on the clock. Additionally, you're telling me that you really like this whole idea of, well, y'all should have just talked to me about it. They don't need to talk about anything because every single job makes you sign contracts. In those contracts and in the handbook that you get, because you always get a handbook, it will probably tell you how to conduct yourself at work, how to conduct yourself on social media policies, conflict of interest policies, all types of shit. And if you didn't get it, that's another story. You can probably argue that, you can probably sue, whatever. But a lot of y'all, like 95% of y'all, I'm very sure watching this have gotten a handbook. And you sit in here, y'all doing all types of goofy shit. You talking shit about your coworker, you talking shit about your manager, you talking shit about your supervisor, you talk about how you hate your job, you talk about how you hate the clients, you talk about how you hate the customers, you're doing everything. And then on top of that, you sitting here, you not taking shit that you entitled to, like lunch breaks. You're dumb. That's your fault. That is your fault. I have no sympathy for these people. I really don't, because right now we're living in an era where not only are people getting fired for no reason, okay, things that have nothing to do with TikTok or social media, but they're getting fired because a lot of companies legitimately don't have any money. They're getting fired because petty shit. Someone doesn't like them. They're getting fired and they can't find a new job because of ghost jobs. Because companies are being petty. So it's just like, no, you had a good job. You had a good thing coming for you. And you sat there, you ruined it for fucking TikTok. The obsession that people have with this app is insane. I literally only get on TikTok to record these reactions. I don't do shit on here because I'm terrified of what it's doing to y'all brains. A lot of y'all don't think straight because of TikTok. A lot of y'all don't think before y'all get on TikTok. A lot of y'all literally, like, TikTok is your life, and that's a problem. You wake up, premier bagay, TikTok. That's an issue. The first thing you should be doing is eating, drinking water, showering, brushing your teeth, something productive. But your first thing is TikTok. Anytime something happens, TikTok. Anytime somebody pisses you off, TikTok. You lose your job, TikTok. That's the problem here. The obsession with this app. I'm kind of annoyed that they didn't ban it. I ain't gonna hold you because no.
When my supervisor died, y'all treated me like management. All them girls that done cussed me out. You can't get no help as is. So y'all finna really be looking stupid and crazy.
They'll be just fine. You're the one looking stupid and crazy because now when you try to apply for jobs, they're gonna look you up again.
And I'm not even mad. I'm finna go gather my shit and thank God y'all ain't worrying me no more, bitches.
As someone who curses like a sailor, there is ways to cuss, okay? And that way is not the way. But hey, I hope she found another job.
Yeah, they gonna fire you if they paying you to be on the clock and you sitting over there making TikToks. Let's talk about it. Each and every day I see somebody get on this app and say, oh my God, I can't believe I lost my job for just making a TikTok. Excuse me, you can't believe it. What? And full on smocks and your patient over there falling out the bed and you over here doing 1-2 step and you wonder why they call you to HR. Please make it make sense. Yes, they gonna fire you because that's probably your third, fourth, or even fifth time of them telling you stop making TikToks while you on the clock. But some strange reason, y'all think the comment sections override reality and that your boss is gonna fire you. They gonna fire your ass. And not only that, you have made your job your content. So your entire brand is included with your job because you're using your job as content. And not only are you making TikToks while you're at work, you also talking about your boss on video. How much you don't like your boss and your coworker and the people around you. And you wondering why they let you go. Expeditious. Oh, it's freedom of speech. Yep. Freedom to carry your ass on out that door too. Because at some point you got to realize there's a thin line between social media and real life. And some people stay on social media so much that they forget that it's real life happening.
That's the problem. Y'all are not realizing there's a real life outside of social media. As an influencer, you need to understand there's internet, there's real life. There's things that you do on the internet that will affect you in real life. And same thing vice versa. There's things in real life that happen that may affect you on the internet. Look at Casey Anthony. She tried to come back to the internet and them niggas got her off real fucking quick, right? Gypsy Rose, they loved her. I don't know why the fuck y'all made a murderer. I don't care about the circumstances, an influencer, but now everybody don't like her and all this shit. And it's just like, what you do in real life will affect you on the internet. What you do on the internet will affect you in real life. These things go hand in hand. However, those are two completely different concepts, unfortunately, nowadays. And a lot of people fail to realize, like, yeah, they do sometimes go hand in hand and they do sometimes affect each other.
I lost my 6-figure job because I did not want to give up posting on social media. Let's have ourselves some lunch and talk about it. For like background context, prior to starting like my journey as a content creator, I worked full-time.
This one just pissed me off. Do you know how hard it is to get a job that pays you 6 figures? If I got a job paying 6 figures right now, I guarantee you I'd be posting a lot less on the internet. Okay. However, unfortunately, social media right now makes more money for me than most other jobs that I would get in my field, which is broadcast journalism, public relations, social media and shit. So I'm just going to stay here until I can find something, because a lot of these social media jobs, you want to pay you like 50K. That ain't shit. I'm sorry. I can't. No. No. Same thing with these teaching jobs. Like they trying to pay these teachers 40 to 65K. What the fuck? I am literally training the next generation of students and you want to pay me 40, 50K? No, I ain't taking anything under 70,000. That is my starting point. And even at that, it gotta be like a solid 70,000. It gotta be on some like, I really like this job. I really like my coworkers. I really like my boss. It's not that hard, you know, because bitch, I got a master's. Therefore, I refuse. But even at that, like even with dance jobs, I need to get paid at least $40 to $45 an hour, unless it's something that's like every day. Then I'll do minimum maybe 22, 25, whatever. But even at that, yeah, it depends. It has to be a strategy to it. So the fact that you lost your damn 6-figure job to post on social media, it better be a good fucking story, bitch.
I'm influencer marketing. I went on an unexpected maternity leave to have a baby, and in the course of that time I got laid off. Started creating content as a hobby. I had recently got to a point where I was like, okay, I'm ready to go back to work. So I start interviewing with companies. I match with this company, and like the vibes are so good. I go through 3 rounds of interviews with this company. Everything's great. Like, we're aligned on everything, and they present me with the offer. I instantly accept. I'm so freaking excited. I tell all of you how excited I am. Like, a bitch cannot wait to go back to work. And prior to even sending me that damn offer, they were fully aware of my presence on social media, because I literally used it as a proof of concept that I could also help them leverage their social media accounts. So like, they knew I was posting. I was happy to share there really wasn't anything for me to hide. The time interview, we also discussed me traveling to Florida for 1 week, hosting a huge event, and it was important for me to go like be in person, and that was fine. I was cool with that. When I got my offer letter, it stated that I needed to be in Florida for like X dates. During like my first week, we go to book my travel, and that's when things start to get a little weird. Instead of me just being in Florida for 1 week, they now want me to go from like the 15th to the 30th. I have never been away from home for that long. And I'm like, okay, like that's weird. That's not what we discussed, and it's also not what's in the offer letter. So I raised that with them. Literally at the executive level, they're like, okay, like totally fine. Preferred for you to be in person the 2 weeks, but the 1 week will work. Okay, cool.
So I have to pause right here because I have a lot to say. So first things first, if I were to get another 9-to-5 job, it would either probably be a teacher again, because I love kids and I miss my high school kids. I ain't gonna hold you. If it wasn't for the fact that morally I could not stay there, I probably would have still been there to this day, but it also wasn't paying enough for the lack of morals and my fucking hip. If you guys are not aware, go watch the Storytimes. But like, yeah, like to this day, my hip still hurts. I literally got sciatica from dancing on concrete floors because I didn't have the proper tools, etc. So that's another story for another time. Again, I have the videos. Hopefully I remember to link it down below. But if it's not a teacher job, it would have to be a social media type of job. And yes, I would probably use my social media as proof of concept. But the problem with those type of jobs is I know exactly where this is going. More than likely, they wanted her to overextend herself, and they probably saw it as a conflict of interest for her having her own brand while growing another. And typically that's what happens with these types of jobs. These types of jobs, right? A lot of influencers have these types of jobs too. Like, not all influencers just live based off of their social media income. A lot of them do have these types of jobs where they are growing somebody else's brand. A lot of my friends that do social media as well have this type of job. They're not getting paid 6 figures. That's different. When a job is paying you 6 figures, especially when it comes to handling their social media or doing like influencer, like connections, stuff like that, it becomes murky and it becomes tricky, because now they kind of want you to be their sole agent. It kind of becomes it's your shit or our shit. And that's probably the only reason I haven't tried anymore, because a lot of them kind of feel that way. And also there's autonomy over what you create. They'll sit there and be like, oh, you cannot post this, you cannot cuss, you cannot, like, bitch, get Momo. I do what I want. But you get where I'm coming from, right? Like, these jobs, it's a double-edged sword.
At this point, communication like really started to break down, and I jumped on another call with them. And on this call, they essentially gave me an ultimatum and said that their takeaway is that I'm not able to go be in Florida for the 2 weeks because my priority is my personal social media. They gave me an ultimatum: quit posting on my personal social media accounts, that way I could show my dedication to my role, or they would not be able to move forward because we wouldn't be a good fit.
I told you, eventually it becomes a thing. Now, I personally don't understand why she couldn't travel due to social media. I would assume she couldn't travel because she has a baby, because she said she had a kid. That would probably be my reason. I would not say social media, because at the end of the day, you could be in Singapore, Kentucky, Mexico, wherever, and post content. It doesn't matter where you are. You can literally, the fact that you're going on a work trip is content, depending on if they let you film your job.
That's crazy, because what makes you think the TikTok is the reason I can't go? It's the kids. It is 100% the kids. I was gonna TikTok while I was there. It's the kids that I'm concerned about. I'm a mom before anything, and I've never been away from home for 2 weeks, and I've never been in a role that I've needed to go somewhere for 2 weeks. I have traveled overseas for work, and it didn't take no damn 2 weeks.
I need to see what job this is, because I'd take this job. I could go any and everywhere. I ain't got no kids. Hire, you guys hire? Let me stop. I don't really want a social media job, though. I really want to focus on dance. But I mean, I wouldn't mind if it was like low effort type social media work. I don't know. But if y'all hiring, hey.
And they essentially said that they were rescinding my job offer because it felt like I couldn't go be in Florida for the 2 weeks because my priority was posting on social media. I was like literally so upset, so defeated. I talked to my husband about it. My husband was like, listen, if you need to leave for 2 weeks, like, we'll figure it out. We'll make it work. Like, if that's really what you want to do, like, we got you. But I do not think in any circumstance you should give up, like, what you've built on social media. For me, that was just such a sign because he's, like, the most reluctant person to me, like, sharing my life online. He's gotten more comfortable with it now because I've been doing it for so long. But I'm like, if he is telling me, like, girl, you better keep your TikTok, then I should probably keep my TikTok. My community here means so much to me. Like, obviously, financial uncertainty can be stressful, but, like, we have worked to build each other up on here. Like, to throw that away is like so crazy to me, and also just weird. The situation was just weird. I obviously just said, like, I also agree, like, we're not gonna be a good fit, and I've been a little sad about it, I'm not gonna lie, but I feel like you guys really show up for me like no other, because just as I was feeling so sad when you guys sent me a message and said, like, you would watch my content and, like, it, like, made your day, you were having a hard time. And one of the biggest things I struggle with is I want to do work that feels impactful. I just, like, want to feel like I make like I've made a change. So that message could not have came more at, like, a perfect time, because I was struggling to be like, how am I gonna show up in the world in a bigger way? And just to know that, like, somebody smiled from, like, watching one of my silly videos, like, it's not 6 figures, but it definitely made me feel better. Yeah.
All right, y'all. Oh my God. Funny thing is, my man would say the same thing. You built your brand. You did this for yourself. You accomplished so much at a young age. You shouldn't give it up for a job. My man definitely would say the same thing. However, I feel like you're bugged the fuck out. This video is not viral. It has a good amount of views and a good amount of likes. I don't know if she's big on another platform, but I feel like the only way you should be out here giving up a job for social media is if you're making, I'll say over, okay, you know what? What's the median income or for the United States? Like 30,000. I'll say if you're making at least 30,000, 50,000, something like that. All right. But even at that follower count, follower count is not indicative of how much an influencer makes. Never. You could have 10,000 followers and be making a fuck ton of money. You could have 1 million followers and not be making shit. So let's see how many followers she has. First of all, she has 43,000. I'm sorry. I'm not about to do that. I'm not giving up my job. Looking at these views. Are you fucking kidding me? 700 views, 400 views, 900 views, 1,000 views. No, this is not enough to be like, oh, well, I built my platform, especially not TikTok, because TikTok is finicky. You do one thing on TikTok, all of a sudden, everybody hates you. All of a sudden, you lost 10,000 followers because you said the wrong thing or you made someone feel some type of way. Too finicky, not that loyal. The app is unstable. They trying to sell it. They trying to get rid of it every 2 seconds. It's like, I hope she got let me look at her YouTube or something. Please make sure you got a YouTube channel. Because unfortunately, YouTube is the most stable. And I'm not saying that because I'm a YouTuber. I'm saying that because it is. In terms of payment, it is the most stable. So she has an Instagram. Let's see. Maybe she's way bigger on there. Okay. 77,000. Okay. Let's look at these reels. Okay. 17,000, 4,000, 160,000. She gets way more views on Instagram, but Instagram doesn't pay right now. Meta pays mainly through Facebook, but not Instagram. So I'm trying to understand. More than likely she's getting money from TikTok as well as sponsorships, TikTok and sponsorships. Girl, go back to your job. You're tripped the fuck out. Like, this is absolutely outrageous. I feel like we live in a world now where social media has become so important and so embedded that people are doing crazy shit like this. Luckily for her, she does have a husband. If you were single, I guarantee you would have stayed at that damn job, because who the fuck was going to support you? The government? Like, don't do this. I do find it admirable that she's like, you know what? I love my followers and I love what I built. I get that. But if you're not making a substantial amount of money, why? Why would you do this? I would not have done this. If I was at anything under 100K, I wouldn't. Child. This is just absolutely insane to me. But comment down below. What do you guys think? Would you have kept the $100,000 job? Would you have compromised? I want to hear what y'all thoughts are, because no, I wouldn't.
Part 2 of I've lost my 3rd job in the past 4 months.
First of all, I need to find part 1. Second of all, bitch, what's funny about that? Let me see if I can find part 1, because this is 2023. Find it. Oh God, it's gonna take a minute. 2 seconds, y'all.
I got fired again. So I had to pull myself together because this doesn't deserve a cry. But I don't know if you...
Oh, How many times you getting fired, my friend? There you
Remember
go.
when I was fired for the 3rd time in April? Well, I got a funny story about that. So there's
Y'all, I'm stressed. I can't keep up. There's so many. So we're just gonna watch this one. What the fuck?
definitely more details about the 3rd firing. The 1st firing was just because, like, I didn't hit my KPIs and they were letting people go. Like, literally love that company and we're still good. And then the 2nd time was from a marketing company. They lost their budget, so they just had to let me go. But the 3rd time is more juicy. So basically, my boyfriend plays Australian football, and he's played it for like 3 years now. And I've gone to some games. They have some like activities or like events that I go to also. Last year when we first started dating. And there was this girl that I met at like one of the events. She was a girlfriend of one of the guys on the team. And I met her and I was just kind of like, you know those people you just know that like you just won't get along with, like you're just two completely different people. Well, that was this girl. So then, like, I think I like saw her in the distance like twice. Like I literally, in a year's time, like never spoke to her ever again. But she always like rubbed me the wrong way, but I'm like, whatever. Later to find out, this 3rd job that I got was her. So I was interviewing with this girl and I never put it together that that was that girl that like just rubbed me the wrong way.
Wow. Comment down below. Have you ever been interviewed by someone that you already knew that you didn't like? Ooh, I see.
But I literally only met her once and it was like nighttime. And and then like when you see someone on Zoom or you see someone like on LinkedIn, like, and I only met them once like a year ago. So like, again, just never connected it. Anyways, got the job. Didn't realize I got the job with her and then like made some connections and I was like, well, that's funny. But I'm like, whatever. Like I only met her once, so I can't really like judge her off of that. And so we went to this like game or like this like event with our company and we invited, I was able to invite my boyfriend and stuff and her boyfriend was there. And he came up to me because I met him like a couple times at events, but again, like never really met her. Even my boyfriend had a Halloween party and they came and I never even saw them there, like, because it was just so big, which is kind of ironic. And the boyfriend sat next to me and was like, oh, he's like, wow, that's so crazy. We never saw you at the Halloween party. It's so crazy that we never met you in person or like we don't remember seeing you because like things would be a lot different right now. AKA I would have not got hired if they knew that I had a connection in this little web. So then I obviously got the job and I'm working there. Never had a one-on-one. Never, literally I had to like beg her to talk to me. And then I obviously got fired, which was ironic that it was like a week before my 30 days. But basically, I know that I mentioned it was because of TikTok, but I never put anything bad on my TikTok. I just put like generic situations as like funny or whatever about recruiting. Like, oh, like this one time at training or whatever, but never specific. But she went through my TikTok, looked for a reason to fire me. So that's...
Y'all, that's insane. That's really wild. I was about to be like, well, at least it wasn't because of TikTok, but it was because of TikTok. I will say that she probably just didn't like you, or maybe there was a conflict of interest because you kind of knew each other. Nonetheless, having a online presence really does affect you in the job force. Whether it is positive or negative, a lot of jobs just simply do not like that because you are a representative of them when you are at work. Now, God forbid someone sees something they don't like on your social media, or they see something that can kind of like ruin their sales or their KPIs, whatever. Yeah, they're going to cut you. Now, in typical fashion, I would watch all the videos, but deadass, she stayed getting fired, and I'm not about to sit here and do all of that. Like, this is too much. If you guys care, her name is Diane Smith. You can watch all the videos. This is insane. I don't know. Maybe it's you. Maybe it's not the jobs, bro. And that's for a lot of y'all. A lot of y'all, it's you, and it's not the job.
I just got fired from my job because a coworker told the owner that I was making a TikTok. Mind you, this is like the 2nd time I ever worked with this dude, right? So last Friday, we was at a client's house. You know, we bringing stuff in out the truck. We had contractors there. They had to cut out some brick and some tile before we can even get started on the install. So after we finished bringing all the stuff in, we just sitting around because we got to wait for them to finish. So I went to the van, about to start making a TikTok. I pulled my phone out, hit the record button. He hit the corner. I'm like, hey, bro, you messing on my TikTok. You know what I'm saying? Joking and shit. And he was like, bro, you making a TikTok? I was like, yeah, I'm finna knock one out real quick. He was like, bro, this is your full-time job. Like, well, you should be making TikToks. I'm like, bro, we not doing nothing. And I make money off here. So this is
Nigga, you're making money from your job. You're on the clock. What is up with y'all, bro? What is up with y'all?
Like a part-time job. I'm just, it take 2 minutes. He was like, I'm all right. After that conversation, I was like, okay, I know what type of dude this is. He pissed off. You know what I'm saying? And you can see it. He trying to play it off, but he making remarks like, you know, next week, you know, Rand will be out here. Oh, Rand the shades expert now. Knowing damn well he finna go to the owner and tell him to fire my ass. Because apparently I'm like the 8th person this dude that got fired. Like, he don't even work out here. He work out.
Bring that shit up. You're making TikToks on the clock. How hard is that to understand? You should not be making TikToks on the clock. Better yet, you should not be doing things on the job, okay, that are not your job. Like, it's very, very simple. Why are you making content on the job? It doesn't matter that you're not doing nothing. It doesn't matter that it's part-time. It doesn't matter that it's 30 seconds. They're paying you to work. Okay? Like, oh, man. This is insane.
Florida, but he was only back in Louisiana for a week to help with some shit off for the holidays or whatever. The owner was like, hey, man, we need to talk. I've been hearing like you've been on your phone all day. You make TikToks all day. Work not getting done. So we're just going to go ahead and part ways. I was like, bro, I don't be on my phone all day. I was like, if I make a TikTok, I make a TikTok in downtime. He was like, well, we usually don't have downtime. I said, we got plenty of downtime. I was like, but you know what, man? It is what it is. I just wanted to clarify that shit. I don't want you just going off of what he told you. And also, somebody else fell through the roof that same day. They also got fired too.
First of all, there's nothing funny about that. Second of all, the fact that you think that the justification is, oh, well, he fired a bunch of people, or, oh, well, we have a lot of downtime. Now you just fucked it up for everybody else at the job because now they're going to be given more work because you had so much downtime that you were out here making TikToks. Shut the fuck up and take your L in peace. Don't be ruining it for everybody else, okay? A lot of us do have jobs where there's so much downtime. Like the program that I teach for now, when I'm telling y'all, I have at least 2 hours of downtime out of the 4 hours that I'm there. I still make myself useful. I go and I help my coworkers. I go and I play with the kids. I help the kids with homework. I do all types of shit. But I would never sit there and pull out my camera, start making TikToks, start vlogging. Are y'all serious? Like, oh man, y'all. And it's the fact that y'all don't get this shit. Like, y'all don't get it at all. Like, y'all dead serious.
Y'all, we made it. Inventory day. Woo! Must say, this is the worst inventory I've ever done in like 20 years of Walmart. So, I'm on 3.5 hours of sleep. I worked 17 hours yesterday. And obviously, day 9 out of 10. So, I'll walk around the store and I'll show you how Walmart does their inventory.
So she got fired from Walmart for this video. I already see 10 red flags. You're talking about you're basically overworked and underpaid. Like, let's just sum it up. You're overworked and underpaid, which is all of Walmart. That's why I would never work at Walmart. But I understand that a lot of people don't have a choice but to work at Walmart. If I'm not mistaken, I believe I've been told this was at least a decade ago. So I don't know if it still holds true that Walmart doesn't abide by labor laws. So they don't typically pay the wage that they should be. Another reason I would never work there. But again, some people don't have a choice. But this right here, you're in uniform, you got your name tag on, you're walking through the warehouse, and you're talking shit. I didn't even watch the whole thing yet. Now you got your coworkers in there.
Not only to mention, did we have to count every freaking feature in the store, and then the inventory people come in and they scan like the side counters and stuff, right? We count the back room, we basically count probably 25% of the store, and then they come in and they count, and then now we have to go through and now we have to go and recount.
Y'all, this is a privacy concern. You should not be showing anything like this on TikTok or any type of social media. I would assume that this would be common sense, but unfortunately our education system is so garbage that common sense isn't common. Like, cause seriously, why do you think this is okay?
Everything in here. Talk about counting sheep. We gotta go and scan every single.
Y'all are so fucking insane. You're showing QR codes, tag codes, all types of shit. The SKU. What else is here? There's so many. Like, y'all.
Smoke break. 12 hours in and we're 98.5% completed. And we're counting plants now. Look what I gotta look for. Sir dumps a lot.
Alright, you guys. 13 hours later, we finished. I did not stay for the numbers, but I'm pretty sure it's not gonna be good. So that's a wrap. I'm fucking exhausted. I broke fucking nails. So peace out. Day 10 tomorrow, and then vacation.
And then fired. Yeah, there's a lot that. First of all, you're filming while you're on the job. You're making a whole TikTok. You're filming your coworkers. You're filming SKU codes, barcodes, all types of shit. Scammers can get a hold of that, do whatever the fuck. It's a privacy concern. You got your name tag on. You got the shirt on. You smoking cigarettes. Yes, you're on break, but you just, like, you guys understand, right? I shouldn't have to. There's like a list of reasons why you got fired, bro. Like, this is ridiculous as hell. Like, this is not a day in the life of a Walmart worker and they sat here and they commissioned you to do this shit. O travail, you're at work, motherfucker. You shouldn't be doing this. You should be working. Okay, not like, and yes, she did the work, but like, that's not the point. The point is, if a company, if a person, if an organization is paying you to do something, you do that shit without distractions. It's one thing to pull out your phone and text, but you're filming, you're full blown doing something completely different while you're on the clock and you're confused as to why you're getting fired. I'm an influencer and I know not to do that. I get paid to talk about my life, to document my life, to tell my opinions, and I don't do that. A lot of you guys are living in La La Land. You're living in fantasy land. You think you have to have everything your way. This is not Burger King. And even in Burger King, they can't do bullshit like this. Do not sit here and have your phone out. Do not sit here and talk shit about your coworkers, film your coworkers, or whatever the case may be, and not expect there to be blowback. If you care about your job, if you care about your bills, if you care about having stability, do not film at your job. Again, this is more than likely going to be multiple parts. I'm probably going to be doing this a lot because there's so many different videos. And again, I would love to hear your comments down below. What do you guys think about this? Do you guys think that it's insane that people are getting fired for TikToks? Do you think that it's their fault? Do you think the companies are being unreasonable? Personally, I feel like a lot of these people are ridiculous. You should not be doing that. It's just common sense. And the fact of the matter is, a lot of these people do have contracts which say that they will not post on social media, or if they do, they will not have their tags and their uniforms on. So when you agree to that, you agree to that. It's very clear cut, and honestly, that is a fact. Okay, and facts don't care about feelings. So unfortunately, I do not like the fact that these people are losing their jobs, but at the same time, a lot of these people are dumb. That's really what it is. I will say, I hope these people did find new jobs, and I do hope none of them are struggling. But from a lot of the videos I have seen over the past couple of weeks, a lot of them literally haven't been able to find another job because they keep talking about how they lost their job. So with that being said, make sure you guys like, share, subscribe. Again, join the memberships or the Patreon. Thank you so much in advance, and shout outs to all of you guys who have. I love you guys so very much. Check out my other channels, and I'm gonna see y'all next time.